What's up with it, man? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not a member of the channel, and be sure to hit them notifications so that you're able to get each and every one of my videos. Right now, man, I'm talking about two of the potential top NBA prospects that's getting ready to come out from college. We're talking about Banchero from my squad, Duke, and Holgrem, I'm sorry, who plays for Gonzaga, Pelio Banchero and Holgrem. Now they faced off just a couple of days ago, man, and we all know Gonzaga, man. They overrated. You know, they number one, and we rank number five, which I feel like we should be considering who we faced and our talent. We should be ranked a lot higher than that. But nevertheless, we just got to show them. But we went ahead and we took down Gonzaga. And the biggest story here were the two top prospects in the NBA draft, and that was Banchero and Holgren. Now, listen, Banchero he finished with 21 points, and which he shot 8 of 17, 3 of 8 3 pointers, and in 30 minutes of play, and also had 5 rebounds to go along with 2 assists. Uh, Holgren, he was he had 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks, and also he was 8 of 13 uh, from the field in 29 minutes of play. Now, I'm gonna say this, okay? Holgren, while I don't think that he's better talent wise than Banchero, I think that going into the league, he can have a good career. I'm not gonna say great because we don't know yet. We don't know what he's gonna evolve into. Banchero, though, right now he shows more versatility, and he shows to be more impactful. Uh, the reason why is because uh, in the game he was getting himself in foul trouble. Holgram is not. He proved a little less intelligent than what Banchero was. Banchero is able to take over the game not only with his talent, but also him being cerebral, being that he's just a freshman, and I think that he's gonna be one of those type of players that you could depend on, especially at the end of games. Uh, that's why I'm still giving him the edge, the clear cut edge on a Holgram. Now, also another thing that is really kind of pissing me off. The only reason I think that they got him up there, even though he's long and he can run the floor, he's got some move. I think Hogan, who he reminds me of just a little bit, man, he kind of reminds me of, just from looking at his game. He reminds me of a more athletic Rick Smits. If that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Rick Smits back in the days, he had that. He was real long, and Rick Smits could actually score the ball. I don't think people really understood that Rick Smits could actually score the ball. I don't think he gets enough credit. He used to play for the Indiana Pacers back in the days, back in the gap or whatnot. But I think he's got more moves, and he could shoot a lot better. Uh, but Ben Shiro is clear cut better than him. We'll see how everything transpires throughout the course of the season. I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to end up taking the top seed eventually. We deserve it right now. Uh, I think people are really overlooking us right now. Uh, and I just think that Gonzaga is just overrated. That's just my opinion, man. I've already talked about that. I know they've been getting some good quality wins and everything like that, but I don't see them as the number one seed. That's just that's just how I feel. Uh, some people may feel differently, you know. And matter of fact, no, I take that back. No, we did end up getting the number one. We did end up moving up to number one. Let me take that back. We did end up moving to number one. At that time, they still had them ranked, but yeah, we did end up moving up to that number one spot. Uh, so you know, they should move down. Now, I know that there are a couple of teams right now. There are a couple of teams right now that I think that should be above Gonzaga. Purdue should be above Gonzaga, and so should Baylor. Uh, and another team that I don't think is getting enough credit right now either, and they're way, way at the bottom, is Iowa State and also uh, it is USC. But of course, you know what I'm saying. They got to go by the strength of the schedule, and I'm looking out for Arizona too, and Arkansas. I'm not going to sleep on them. But now that we're at that number one spot, we're great because we handed that's their first loss. This looks good on Banchero's resume, and he was able to respond to everything that had taken place with the DUI and everything. Is he a center? You mean is he a center? Yeah, I mean, yeah, he could play all over the floor. He could play all over the floor. Are you talking about Paleo or are you talking about Chet? Depends on who you're talking about. If you're talking about Chet Holgrem, he plays center, man. He plays center, man. You know. Uh but you know, Banchero, he's listed as a forward, but I mean he could run the floor like a guard, and he can also post you up, you know, because he's 6'10", you know what I'm saying? So I mean he could do it all. He could do it all over. He's kind of like um you know that AD type, you know what I'm saying? They can handle the ball and everything like that. But I think he's gonna be tougher. I think he's gonna be a lot more tougher than what AD was. That's just that's just how I feel, man. And he already has that demeanor. He's got that demeanor, like like he could take over. This guy can really, and he could pull up. See, the thing about it too is that he's able to pull up the way he pulls up in transition from the three. Uh, I think yeah, he's going number one. Man, he gonna be number one in the draft. That's my opinion. Unless somebody else, does some damage in the tournament or something like that, which I don't see happening. I think that this guy right here, he's gonna be number one, man, because what he did was, that was epic, man. Him taking down Gonzaga. Like I said, Gonzaga is really overrated, man. They overrated. They shouldn't have even been number one coming in because, see, what I talked about earlier, the shy is Gonzaga. What they'll do, they'll play great all throughout the season and everything. Then next thing you know, they get to the tournament. Guess what happens? Then they end up folding. But that's not Duke's calling card. We've been known to deliver, and that's what separates us from them. And we got a freshman that just came in. Now they're both freshmen or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he's clearly he's clearly the better one. Now Holgram, you know what I'm saying? He's still got to grow into his body, man. You know what I'm saying? He's long, and I don't think he ever gonna be that big, but he just real long and lanky or whatever. Now he does do a solid job defensively, but Banchero, he's the more, I think, marketable player, especially when you talk about the NBA. But I could see him having a long career and a long successful one too as well. So yeah, he could play multiple positions, and that's what you want him for. Banchero, man, I could see him coming into like a H town, like Houston, and making a big impact, or even like with the Pelicans right now. You know, so we'll see what takes place right now. But I'm hoping that we stay in that number one spot, man. We're sitting comfortably right now, and I know people are uh on our heels. But like I said, man, I think that Purdue is really showing they should be at number two, and then I know that UCLA they took that L against Gonzaga or whatever. That's they kind of going at each other or whatever. But I still think UCLA has a lot more to offer. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot more to offer, and I'm definitely not going to sleep on Texas either. Definitely not going to sleep on Texas. But y'all let me know what you think, man. Leave your comments. Like this video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications. Until then, man, it's Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. I get at y'all later.